Hello and welcome to the Untitled Car Show. Sorry about last week. Let's just get this off the bat. New, day, work, hours, and getting that all sorted out. It's just been an absolute shit show. Um, I can't say don't expect more of the same this week, but we're going to try and work around it. So, right now, I'm dealing with my new lament. So, for those of you who don't understand how bad DC area traffic is. So let me explain. It is currently 5 a.m. and I am 5 miles from DC and I am in bumper to bumper traffic. This is it's ridiculous. So trying to work with the schedule, trying to avoid traffic, doing all that stuff, trying just take the life and make it easier on myself, and somehow I'm in more traffic, which is just absolute weirdness. So WTOP, the local traffic people, like the radio station, they talk about you get on the road, it's super early, and it's like, oh, rush hour, traffic. I'm like, it's 5. Like, this isn't rush hour. Like, because before, sometimes I'd leave noon, 10 a.m. And one of the nice things about my job, outside of this, is kind of just different hours, not really make your own schedule sort of thing, but, one day, explain it all to you, but it was still rush hour, leaving the house noon. It's like, well, what the fuck? So when is it? Does rush hour go from 5 to 7? It really is in this area. It's not that there's a rush hour. It's all day traffic is terrible. It's just slightly worse, like going one way for the first 12 hours, and then it just flips around and it's slightly worse going the other way. So it's absolute bonkers. I mean, there's crashes everywhere. The infrastructure is not in place. So yeah, it's been an absolute delight. So we'll see. Maybe we'll try a different time, try even earlier to see how that works out. But which is why the sleep deprivation has kind of kicked in. Still not a morning person, definitely not. It's just the nature of the job. But I've never been a morning person. It just doesn't work really well for me. Now, that being said, I don't know how other people are wired, but like I have to wake up and go. Like if I have time to do stuff in the morning before I need to be anywhere, whether it's school, work, if I got to be at like a car show, an event, something like that. If there's time for me to sleep, I'm going to sleep, which is strange because, like, on the flip side of that, me going to bed, it's like, well, I could always go to bed an hour or an hour later because I don't need 8 hours. 7 hours will do fine. So, but like if there's time, just the way my body's wired, we're going to utilize all the time necessary to, sleep. It's not a good habit, believe me. I understand this. A big ass truck. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Trying to do 2 things at once, and it's not working out, and that's not really good. All right, there we go. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So I've been working on some projects outside of here. You're gonna see them coming up. We got some car review stuff coming up. We're gonna have a CX-9 podcast here in a few days. Got guests are coming back on the show. It's just been an absolute. Well, if you know anything about DC, you know that nothing ever works the way it's supposed to, and that's kind of what's going on with me at the moment. So as we kind of readjust here and get back in line, more episodes more often, better schedule, all that stuff is coming up. I have my little buck slip of ideas, and you can go find that. Also, as I'm sure you can hear, blew out my voice again. It's fun. It's becoming more of a daily occurrence. Working on stuff. There's my little buck slip. Some of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is a great podcast. I don't know what. Oh, that's why. No, I don't know what the hell. I look at my little buck slip and it's all confusing to me. Anyway, which by the way, yeah, whatever. It's just crazy. It's just been fun. Loving the little one, doing what she's doing. She's up to, this is just kind of the pod blog thing. She's really obsessed with cars. Oh, that's another thing I need to talk about. So, because she's been trying to help me, it's been adorable. So she really doesn't know what Daddy does outside with the car. And like I said, the wife, she's off working most of the weekend. But it's like my daughter, she's going down for naps. She's been going down for later and later naps. So we go outside, put her in my car, go off to the park, go do whatever we need to do. And when she comes outside, I don't know how she knows this, but she knows the Volvo's a project that's sitting in the garage. So what she does is, it's cute, it's kind of annoying, but it's cute. She tries to fix it by she'll find like bolts or parts on the ground, and she picks them up, walks over to the gas tank, like the little gas latch, and she opens that up, and then puts the bolt back in, like there, and she goes, all better. I'm like, no, not all better. Like, because I don't work on it when she's around. I don't do anything, you don't want to be working on a car with a toddler running around screaming at you, doing whatever. It's not good for them, and it's not good for you, that's for sure. So, I don't know how she knows that car's broke, but she knows it's broke. I'm wondering if my wife says something when she goes out and puts her in her car. I don't know. I think it's hysterical. But so had to pull the top end off the Volvo motor because it was like rusting up, like it would just seize for no good reason. Like the piston rings would break loose from the cylinder wall. You'd rotate it freely. You'd close off you tape off everything so, no water or anything could get in. But the air is just so humid in Maryland, it's just, the cylinders were just rusting up, or the piston rings were rusting to the cylinder head. So, ripped open the top end, took it off, looked down inside of it. Tons of corrosion in there, but it was all surface corrosion. So went out and bought a couple of Rust-Oleum treatments for it. One was like a liquid and one was a gel. And the gel one worked absolute wonders on the, I'm not going to say that the liquid one did not, but with the engine because I wanted to keep the engine in the bay while I did this. So with the engine sitting on a slight tilt that it does, the liquid was only getting about, 2/3 of the cylinder at most, depending on which one. It did allow the pistons to eventually break free, which was great, but I still had to hit it with the gel, just so I could get the top of the pistons, the remaining 1/3. And it's just been such a delight to see, that working, the pistons spinning freely. Only issue is I had to take off the cam sprocket. Thought it was keyed on there. It's not keyed on there, so now I got to redo all the timing on the motor. So that's going to be fun. I got to find a way to do timing without knowing the timing. And from what I found, the distributor is my best bet because the distributor locks in place and it has a top dead center notifier on it. So we got that going. That's kind of like, we'll work on that this upcoming weekend. And it's one of these things where it really is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We got the starter wired up. You know, stuff should be working, but it's just, it's fighting me tooth and nail every step of the way. But in the end, it'll be worth it. So I hope, knock on wood. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of work, a lot of, stress. Maybe not stress. A lot of, I'm trying to think of the word here, like frustration, maybe, working on a motor, because it is fighting, but it is also nice because it's a cool car motor, and it's going in, and it's my first project to this level, obviously. So having to get it and having to know what everything is wrong with it, what everything is right with it, it makes it a little more the ownership experience, like knowing that I own, every aspect of this vehicle now. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's frustrating. I know a lot of people maybe don't get it, why you do this. Like, why would you rip open a motor? Why not just get an LS and shove it in there? And that would be tempting. Believe me, it would be. But this is more fun, more different, more better, as ABE would put it. And now, for no good reason, we have vehicle stopped in the middle of the road, and everyone behind me is busting around. I hate DC. Oh my goodness. Now don't move to this God-forbidden district. It really is just an absolute traffic nightmare. I know I bitch and moan about that often, but it deserves to be bitched and moaned about. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, expect more in-studio stuff coming up, more review stuff coming up. We're working on projects. We're working on, stuff, trying to bite off more than I can chew, and I really choked on it last week. So hopefully this week we're back to, getting it out on time, putting out what needs to be put out when it needs to be put out. So I apologize, everyone, for last week again. Thanks for sticking around, listening to this episode. I know this one's a little short. There's going to be more episodes this week. There really will, I promise. But for now, I'm going to, this is super short, what the fuck, Ike episode. So make sure, spread the word. There's a big backlog of episodes you can go listen to. If you're a new listener, we got 100 plus of these now. Lots more than that, I think. So, are we at 150? I don't know. I can see when I put this out. So make sure you just go listen. Something maybe a little older. Tell a friend. Spread the word. We'll be back. More episodes this week. Until then, follow along at Untitled Car Show on all the social media. If there's a social media you use that we're not on, let me know about it. So have a good night. Have a good evening. Wherever you are, whatever time it is there. Thank you so much for listening. Please be safe out there.